right, welcome aboard. Today we're going to do something a little different. I haven't shown you Steamboat yet, and I realize I've had a couple of comments about Steamboat, so today we're going to check that one off the list. The other thing I'm going to do is show you another pass that I haven't really talked about much. This is one to keep in your back pocket. It's Milner Pass, and Milner Pass is essentially better known as Trail Ridge Road. It is within Rocky Mountain National Park, and it goes up and over the divide and drops down into Grand Lake. Now, the reason I haven't really talked about Milner Pass much is for a couple of reasons. One, it's over Rocky Mountain National Park, and I try to avoid flying over it as much as possible. Like any national park, you need to maintain 2,000 feet vertical separation, so that means you're climbing a little bit higher than maybe you have to for some of the other passes. The other reason I don't recommend it is, for a first-time mountain pilot, is there isn't a weather station. If you're going to fly in the mountains, the first time I recommend you hit one of the passes that have a weather station on it. That's for a couple of reasons. One, you really have immediate information about what the winds are doing, and winds are the most important to pay attention to in the mountains. The winds today are fairly calm. I've spot checked a couple of the other weather stations around this, so I've got a pretty good idea of what the winds are going to be up here at Milner, and why I thought this would be a good time to show you this pass is the park is actually closed. So Rocky Mountain National Park, due to COVID-19, is currently closed. I think they're expecting to open up in about 2 weeks' time. But good opportunity today. Beautiful, clear day. Nice day to fly to Steamboat. And if you draw a point from Longmont to Steamboat, Milner Pass is almost a straight line, or on the straight line between the 2 points. So for a couple of reasons, I've decided this is a good pass to show you today. So the way to get here is from Lyons. You essentially fly the canyon up towards Estes Park, and once we get to Estes Park, we'll pick up Trail Ridge Road and drop right over onto the other side. So as we approach the Estes Park area, I'm starting to get a little bit of turbulence from the wind spilling over the range in front of us. One of the things that's nice about Estes is if you're struggling to climb, it's a nice wide open basin that you can sort of circle in, and there's also terrain features that you arrive at prior to the Continental Divide. So I've got Twin Sisters over here to my left. I can use that to climb and get some upslope air from that prior to hitting Milner Pass, or I can just make some wide sweeping climbing turns here in the Moraine Valley, so the Estes Park Valley. I've got Trail Ridge Road in front of us here. The Stanley Hotel right below us, where they filmed The Shining. Beautiful hotel. So Milner Pass is 10,758. The terrain around it is a little bit higher. So I'll probably pop up probably 13.5-ish, maybe another 1,000 feet, and see what the wind's doing up there. I don't really want to pop up. I've got oxygen in the back, but if I can avoid oxygen altitudes today, I will. So you got Rainbow Curve right in front of us here. The Hidden Valley, the old, I should say, Hidden Valley Ski Resort. And I'm just going to cross here and follow Trail Ridge Road, which is right in front of us. Obviously, Trail Ridge Road is closed right now. It hasn't opened for the season yet, and the park itself is closed as well. So as you can see here by the terrain around us, it's not as abrupt of a pass as Rollins Pass is, for example, which is basically straight up, straight down the other side. This has a number of mountains around us, which help to sort of break up the turbulent air a little bit. we're starting to get bounced around a little bit here, but it's not as bad as it would be, say, at Rollins Pass today. So the GTN 650 says we've got about a 21 knot headwind. So that's going to come straight off the Never Summer range. Now we're directly over Milner Pass, juxtaposed by the white snow here, and we'll turn to the south here and sort of fly down towards the Grand Lake area. Flirting right at 14, so I might go ahead and just turn oxygen on. So we're getting a couple of bumps in here, and that pushes us up and down a little bit. So it's hard to maintain altitude exactly when you're doing this without really fighting with the airplane. So being that we're right on the 14,000 foot border, I figured it's probably safer to just go on oxygen and not bust any regs. So now we're looking at the town of Grand Lake and Granby right in front of us. Just the back side of the divide here. And I don't know if you can see Winter Park straight ahead, sort of down that way. That is near where Rollins Pass is, a little bit further south. So that's the pass I've featured a number of times on this channel. That, 9 times out of 10, honestly, that's probably the pass I take. All right, we're south of the really abrupt peaks on the Never Summer range here. So I'm going to turn to the west now and head towards Parkview Mountain. And after that, we'll head towards Steamboat Springs via Rabbit Ears Pass. So now we're going to pick up my usual route to Steamboat from here on out. We're coming in just over above Wolford Reservoir. So Kremling is where you usually turn north, follow this up to Rabbit Ears Pass, and then turn to the west. So we're coming in just over Wolford Reservoir here. From here, we'll turn to the north, follow it up, hit Rabbit Ears Pass before we turn west. Around this time, it's a good time to listen into Walton Peak. So Walton Peak is just to the south of Rabbit Ears Pass. This is a pretty good indication of what the winds are going to be doing over Rabbit Ears. So we'll tune that in right now. Walton Peak is 127.125.
Observation 1813 Zulu weather wind 290 at 8 wind variable between 270 and 330 visibility 10 clear below 12,000 temperature 12 Celsius dew point -2 altimeter 3033 remarks. Density altitude 12,200.
All right, so nice light winds today. Some of the bumps that we're getting are actually thermals. It's a pretty warm day today, and it's starting to heat up the ground and get into more of that convective summer activity that we get used to here in the mountains. So, winds out of the west, you could hear variable from, 2.7 to 3.3, somewhere thereabouts, but fairly predictable to the west, and only about 8 knots. So it should be a perfect day to fly Rabbit Ears and drop into Steamboat. We're coming up right on the intersection here to go to Walden versus Rabbit Ears Pass. And we'll just continue to follow the road here, sort of north and then west, right from that intersection. So that's Walton Peak, just to the south here, and you're starting to see the road in front of us that sort of goes over this flat little mesa up here.
Steamboat Springs Airport automated weather observation 1823 Zulu weather wind calm visibility 10 clear below 12,000 temperature 19 Celsius dew point 2 altimeter 3010 remarks density altitude 8,800.
All right, so the preferred way to enter Steamboat Springs is from the west. You want to avoid flying over downtown. Well, first and foremost, 3-2 is the preferred calm winds runway. So we're going to enter from the west, enter a 45 left downwind essentially, avoid flying over downtown on our base, and then a short final for 3-2. One thing to be aware of when you're doing this, there is a glider field just to the west of Steamboat. And they do, they catapult launch gliders. So when I'm about 10 miles out, as I am now, this is when I usually make my initial call. Steamboat traffic, Mooney, November 7164 uniforms, 10 to the south. We'll be entering a 45 left downwind for 3-2, just from the west. That glider field that I was talking about is called Eagle Soaring, and we'll pretty much fly right over that glider field as we turn in. They monitor Steamboat traffic as well. The pattern altitude 7,800. We've got about 1,500 to go to pattern altitude here, coming in from the west. Steamboat traffic, Mooney, November 7164 uniforms, 5 to the west, planning a 45 left downwind, 3-2. Steamboat traffic, Mooney, 64 uniform, midfield downwind, 3-2. Now, Steamboat sits up on a mesa. If the winds are strong out of the north, you got to be cautious of downdrafts. So I tend to have a steeper approach into Steamboat than maybe some other airports. It's over 4,000 feet, no real risk of me running out of runway here. So I'd rather come in a little bit steeper.
500.
Steamboat traffic, Mooney, 64 uniform, short final, 3-2, full stop. Whoa. That was one of my worst landings ever. What was that? That sucked. Steamboat traffic, Mooney, 64 uniform, clear the active.
64 uniform, welcome to Steamboat. How long are you staying?
I'll be here for just a couple hours.
Very good. You can park off the left wing of the PC-12 in front of the FBO.
All right, we'll go. 64 uniform.